So where's all this going and what is best for America? Let's get right to it. We're joined tonight by House Minority Whip Steve Scalise of Louisiana. Representative, good to have you with us tonight. Obviously, it's been quite a week for the country. So let's begin with this impeachment push. Is this going to happen on Monday? And what's your read on how Republicans in the House feel about this as a way forward?
Yeah, Martha, it's good to be with you. And, just a very disturbing week in a lot of ways. But what we all need to be focused on right now is toning down the rhetoric and uniting the country again. Really, that should be the focus between now and January 20th when Joe Biden gets sworn in as president. I don't think anybody can look and say an impeachment of this president is the thing that's going to help unite and bring our country together. I think that's where our focus needs to be. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done in that regard.
So do you think that they will proceed with that on Monday? And do you think that do you have any feel for how much support there would be for that in the Senate?
Well, unfortunately, you've seen that'd be the main focus of Nancy Pelosi's speakership for the last 2 years. And I wouldn't be surprised if they went down that road, but I don't think it's a road that's going to help unite this country right now.
What about support in the Senate? How much do you think there is? Lisa Murkowski called on the president to resign. She also hinted that she's not sure she's in the right party, which would be quite a story as well as we head into a Democrat-controlled Senate.
Again, look, everybody's got high emotions right now. We just lost a Capitol Police officer last night. And, my heart goes out to his family and all the other officers. There were dozens of officers who were injured in those anarchistic mob attacks of the Capitol just a few days ago. And so, I spoke with a lot of Capitol Police officers yesterday, and we ought to be keeping them in our prayers, but also be looking at what we need to do to make sure that doesn't happen again. Clearly, there have been a lot of conversations in the last few days about fortifying the Capitol so that something like that can't happen again, because I know our adversaries around the world, some were watching that thinking they might be able to do the same thing. It's not the kind of place we want to be in this country. We need to secure our institutions of government.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We watched so many of our institutions get hardened after 9/11. It was amazing to see that it was as easy as it was for people to breach those walls and get into the Capitol building. And obviously, it's going to be a very, very different place from now on. And we share your sympathies for the Capitol Hill police officer who lost his life. It's a tragedy. We're going to talk more about the violence that we saw in a little bit. With regard to the president, the Wall Street Journal called on him to resign, saying if Mr. Trump wants to avoid a second impeachment, his best path would be to take personal responsibility and resign. This would be the cleanest solution, since it would immediately turn presidential duties over to Mr. Pence, and it would give Mr. Trump agency, a la Richard Nixon, over his fate. If you could speak to the president right now, what course of action would you recommend for him tonight?
Well, I think first of all, a strong understanding of just what happened Wednesday and how the words that he gave Wednesday didn't help, and in fact caused a lot of real division that didn't need to be there. I'm very troubled by what happened Wednesday on a lot of fronts. But again, we all need to check how the rhetoric plays into that. And, I think that's one of those things where, it should have been an unequivocal, just complete unequivocal calling out of what was going on at the time when people were storming the Capitol, to say without any equivocation that it was wrong. It shouldn't be happening. It's not who we are as Americans. And to call it out without any condition. And that didn't happen. Do you believe that he should resign because of that? Or do you think he should stay in office for the next 12 days? Again, look, right now, I think we need to have a focus on a peaceful transition of power, to do all we can to make sure that January 20th is a day where the country can heal in a way where we're not, we're still a very divided country right now. And everything we do between now and then should be focused on how to heal those divisions and how to calm the temperature down. The temperature is way too high right now. And what happened, what boiled over Wednesday, should have never happened. But we need to dial it down, not be doing things to ratchet it up right now.
Okay. Last night I spoke with Representative Crenshaw, Dan Crenshaw from Texas, and he was very fired up about what he says were the lies that led to that emotion that we saw on January 6th. I want to play a bit of what he said because it got a lot of attention today. I think it made a lot of people think, and some people were angry at him for what he said, and some people were supportive. So let's watch this, and I want to get your thoughts on the other side, Congressman.
They lied to people and they said, go fight. Go fight because everything's on the line. That's what they said. And when people fought, they came to fight, and then they fought Capitol Police, and now people are dead. And those same members of Congress who called people to fight, well, they were nowhere to be found because it was all fun and games to them. They never knew what a real fight was. Real fights are scary. Bullets flying, that's scary. The glass breaking, that's really scary. They were nowhere to be found. They scattered.
He's talking about your colleagues. Do you agree with him?
I'm not sure who he's trying to mention there. He sounds like he's trying to be specific, but at the end of the day, anybody who incites violence is at fault because violence isn't the answer to the divisions. We have real divisions in our country. We saw it before this election. It's been going on for a long time, but we don't resort to violence to solve our differences in America. That's what separates us, and clearly that broke down. So anybody can point fingers, but at the end of the day, we need to be focused on ratcheting the temperature down right now. Those bullets, I've seen bullets fly before, and it's not a pretty sight. I saw what our Capitol Police did, and the best of what Capitol Police is was again on display, where you had people risking their lives, police officers, but they were being attacked, and anybody who attacked those police officers who participated in storming the Capitol ought to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable and send a message that it won't be tolerated.
Congressman Steve Scalise, you have seen that kind of violence too close in your own life, and I think everybody's still kind of processing what we saw on Capitol Hill this week. And it's good to speak with you, sir. And as we all say, our thoughts and prayers are with the Capitol Police officer's family who lost his life this week. Thank you very much, sir. Good to see you tonight.
Thanks, Martha. God bless this great country.
You bet.